Good morning, guys. Like I said in my last video, it's gonna be sporadic. In May I started with great intentions, and I still have good intentions, but I wanted to do more consistent videos, but then like so many life changes started happening here. We had like an explosion, my husband starting a job, my family members are moving. It's just like been like a lot of life shifts, and it's been hard for me to get on here, not gonna lie. But it's like 6:30 in the morning. Nobody is in my house is awake yet. I just got back from taking a family member to the airport, so I'm like wide awake. And so why don't we sit and do a little reading? If you're new here, my name is Sarah Petruno. I'm a shamanic healer, shamanic practitioner. I receive messages clairvoyantly, clairaudiently, clairsentiently. My specialty is shamanic healing, but I also do readings. And so let's do a little reading for the week, I guess. We're coming up on the full moon this week. So let's see. And a lot of times, like when I do private sessions, I don't use cards at all. But for these like group readings, sometimes I like to. So we're going to use the Earth Magic Oracle cards. There was one of my favorite decks. I connect to them really well. And so we're going to ask what is here for this coming week for the group, for whoever this message is intended for. All right. So take some deep breaths, disconnect from the collective, call your energy back. Okay, so the first card is New Moon, which is promise, and I'll explain these in a second. And the way that I don't read the book for these, so I have no idea what the book meaning is. Spirit uses them for me and like almost as prompts. The second card is Instinct, which is Wolf. I'll talk about this in a second. And then the last card is Forest, which is Breathe. So with the first card, what they're giving me is like almost like a fresh start or like a new start energy. It has like this feeling of like either starting something new or like having a new revelation or having like a new, almost like a new dawn. Like it feels like like a realization happens or like a new beginning is starting or there's like almost like a shift that happens. It feels like a realization or like, it's a realization and a new start or like a new start. It feels like like an actually starting something new, not like an energetic phase shift, which can sometimes be what these mean, which is like where oh, okay, you're having a new cycle energetically or spiritually, but like you're not actually seeing it like on the surface. But what this feels like is you're like actually starting something new, or you're having like a realization or like a shift or like a clearing, and it's like opening up to something new. What they're showing me is that it's like like an opening, a clearing, like an opening and a starting of a newness that's coming in. It's like this whatever is being started is like the start of like a happy, hopeful future. There's something that's coming. It's like a realization that you're having or this new thing that's being started that's like leading you to a brighter future. Okay. And the next card is Instinct. And so this card is relating to following your instincts as it relates to this. And so what this card is telling me is that right now there's a lot of, uncertainty, right? And there's like a lot of people are going through like difficult times. And during these times is when people are like turning to spirit and asking their spirit guides questions. I get like so many questions, like how do I communicate with my spirit guides directly? Like how do I ask them direct questions? How do I get guidance from them? Which is understandable. It's also something that took me like 2 years to do. So it's a longer process, but it's like during these times, it's almost as though you're being guided towards leaning more on trusting yourself and your own inner instincts than asking spirit guides. And like the spirit guides are there supporting, and like you're being supported by divinity. But it's like right now it's feeling like you're almost learning more to trust yourself and to trust your own instincts and relying more on your instincts. So right now you're like honing your instincts during this time. And what they're showing me is that it's like a sparse survival-y time. And it's like the wolf is having to rely on like wolf core instincts in order to like kind of maneuver through this like sparse survival time. And that's almost like what the skill is that's being honed in you right now. It's like a time of like sparse, I just keep getting this like sparse survival message where it's like very, I don't want to say it's like primal, like this primal survival instincts that are being like honed and developed in you right now, things that we have lost over the years and over the generations as we've disconnected from the earth more. It's like this ability like to follow and trust yourself and your own instincts is something that a lot of people are being pushed to develop right now. It's almost like you're being like forced to, but it's not like spirit is forcing you and cutting you off. It's like this is part of the path of like kind of being pushed in this direction of like this is the sparseness survival instinct primal time is coming up, and it's like really having you tap into your own inner knowing and inner guidance compass system is what's happening right now. So it's like in this time you're really being called to trust yourself and tune into yourself and your own inner compass system. Okay, and then towards this is like this week, this is here's this message is this promise of like this new dawn, new beginning. It's opening up whatever's revelation or new start that's coming in is like opening up to a brighter future. During this time you're going to be called to really rely on yourself and honing your own inner guidance system, less so asking external and to guide you, more like you are being guided, but it's like less of like a whole hand holding and more of a like a support in you and trusting yourself and following your instincts. Okay. And then towards the end, we're looking at this forest breathe time. So this is like almost like having towards the end of the week, it feels like there's a time where you can kind of like exhale and like take a deep breath. Like this one like challenge has passed. Like there's something that's been happening or you've been dealing with, and like towards the end of the week or like end of this cycle, whenever that is, it feels like it's soonish, within the next week to 10 days, 14 days, there's like a breath that you're able to take because like, okay, we made it through that hurdle. Like, all right, like we're through that hurdle, here's the next step. And taking this breather time, and then especially if you're able to take this breather time in nature, going to a river or a lake or somewhere where there's nature, where you can kind of take a deep breath out from your regular routine after, like, it's almost like you're removing yourself from, okay, we finished this one hurdle, now we're going to separate ourselves, take a little break and a reset, even if it's for like half a day or a couple of hours, and then kind of going back into it for the next. It's like the image they're showing me is like a halftime, like where like a sports player kind of comes out of the game and like gets a drink of water, like stretches, like relaxes a little bit, and then goes back in. That's what this is. And this isn't to say that like there's going to be more hurdles after, even though, but I feel like there's like what is happening and what people are going through now, it doesn't feel like it's over yet. Like it feels like there's multiple steps to this process. But there's a time where like one hurdle is passed and like there's a break before we're embarking on the next part of the journey. Okay. So that's it for today. Relying on oneself, opening to like a promising new beginning, and then a time to take a break and a breather towards the end of this week, or the next 10 days after the full moon. All right, guys, that's all. Hope you have a good Sunday. I will put a link to the deck in the comments below. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to like this video. I'll put some other links below to like personal readings and ways to support me. And other than that, I will see you when I see you. Bye.